Dr. Odent, what is the main focus of your work these days?
I try not to have one particular focus. We're at a time when the priority is to have an interdisciplinary approach. We're at a time when often the difficulties are not to acquire scientific knowledge, but what is difficult is to reach a degree of awareness, not knowledge but awareness of what's happening in the world. And if you are specialized, you have a handicap. So I try not to try to look at many topics at the same time and to make a synthesis. So it's the opposite of focusing on something, making synthesis.
So what is the best synthesis?
I can give an example of synthesis, how you can reach a degree of awareness by using scientific data that are acquired. The point is to bring them together. So an example we can give is that today we know about the behavioral effect of hormones released by the mother when giving birth, by female mammals in general when giving birth, but including human mammals. We know that to give birth, a woman is supposed, have been programmed to release a mixture of hormones, the main one being oxytocin, but also endorphin, prolactin, vasopressin, and so on. So in the current scientific context, it's now well accepted from many studies of the behavioral effect of these hormones. It's well known today that to give birth, a woman is supposed to release a sort of cocktail of love hormones. That's a way to summarize what we know. But what we also understand today, what we know, it's it's almost obvious that we are in a new situation. Until recently, in order to have a baby, a woman was obliged to rely on the release of such a cocktail of love hormones. Impossible to have a baby another way. But today is different. Today, when at the level of the planet, the number of women who give birth to the baby and to the placenta, only thanks to the release of such a mixture of love hormones, this number is approaching zero for reasons that we can easily recall, because it's well-known fact, but we have to just to realize what's happening. I said giving birth to the baby and to the placenta, because we know today that the highest possible peak of oxytocin, that you say hormone of love, a woman can release during her whole life is just after the birth of the baby, at the time of the first contact with the baby, for the delivery of the placenta. We know that. So that's why I mentioned baby and placenta. So we can say that this number of women who give birth by themselves is approaching zero for obvious reasons. First, we have to mention what is the most common medical intervention in childbirth. It's the use of drips of synthetic oxytocin, the use of synthetic oxytocin, different trademarks, pitocin, syntocinon, but it's synthetic oxytocin. Today, most women need a drip of synthetic oxytocin to have a baby. Those who give birth vaginally, those who give birth by cesarean section, before they decide the operation, more often than not, they had such a drip. Many women are induced. Induction, in general, means the use of synthetic oxytocin. Even even when women have a pre-labor cesarean section, they often use drip of synthetic oxytocin, whatever the way, to reduce the blood loss. So this synthetic oxytocin block the release of the natural hormone without having the same behavioral effect. So that's why I can say that today the number of women who give birth to the baby and to the placenta, thanks to the release of a cocktail of love hormone, this number at the level of the planet is approaching zero. In other words, we can say today that we have made hormones of love useless in the critical period surrounding birth. So this is an example I offer to suggest that I don't introduce any particular knowledge. This is well known, that women need drips of synthetic oxytocin. Well known that these hormones have behavioral effect. But when you are not specialized, when you bring all this data together, in that you can reach a new awareness that humanity is at a turning point. We're at a turning point in the history of childbirth, which is a turning point in the history of humanity. That how to go from knowledge to awareness. If you are specialized, you miss the point. So that's why when you ask me what is my main focus, I think I try not to focus on anything in particular. I try, on the contrary, to develop a sort of pluridisciplinary approach, statistic, public health statistic, studies about hormones and effect of hormones and so on, mixing several perspectives.
So perhaps, if I may suggest, the next step should be educating a new model of birth.
Exactly what we need. We need to create the conditions for the advent of a new paradigm. What we need is a new paradigm. We are still in the old paradigm. For thousands of years, all cultures, all societies have more or less and in different ways controlled the physiological processes in the perinatal period. Many ways, beliefs, rituals, and so on. And often they have controlled the birth process in a subtle way by trying to help women to give birth. So this is the whole paradigm, trying in particular to help. In this whole paradigm, at the present time, we can include medical approach, midwifery perspective, also the perspective of the natural childbirth movement. In that, the whole paradigm, they want to help, they want a way to control. But today, in the current scientific context, what we are learning from modern physiology, it is that the birth process is an involuntary process. During the birth process, the active part of the body are the archaic brain structures. It's an involuntary process. And what we can understand today by referring to several physiological concepts, that you cannot help an involuntary process. But there are situations. But there are situations that can inhibit this process. So the point is to realize now that the objective that probably we can appear in the future, if the advent of a new paradigm is possible, will be based on the fact that women in labor need first to be protected against certain situations. Instead of wanting to actively help, which leads to a sort of a cul-de-sac, you know. We are in a trap. We are in a trap at the present time. Birth is more and more difficult. This is the effect of what happened for thousands of years with all this tendency to control what is an involuntary process. Now we have to learn to protect this voluntary process. Again, situations we can identify a situation that leads to a release of adrenaline, situation that leads to stimulate the new brain, the neocortex, the brain of the intellect, that should be at rest during labor. So we are now at this turning point, and it's becoming urgent. Urgent to understand the need to enter a new paradigm, to understand the mistakes that have been done until now, in particular in the natural childbirth movement.